welcome to your March update for EasyGo and Cushman. Let's get into it. So let's call this category Leaders in the Clubhouse. So this is where we kind of go over and see who our top 5 is in the region. So we're going to start off with the monthly leaders. So these are the retail leaders for March on our consumer side. Leading the pack, our friends out in Arizona, A1 Golf Cars. Someone I haven't seen in a while on this list. So well done, Sundance Custom Golf Carts down in San Diego. Doing a great job getting that number 2 spot. Coming in 3 also here in San Diego, Golf Carts and More. Got to go up the freeway just a little bit to get to one of Prestige's location. But they're in that number 4 spot here in Southern California and Southern Nevada. And then rounding out the top 5, we got to go back to Arizona for Poli. Out there doing a great job in their locations. Congratulations to you guys for doing really solid work there in March. Commercial leaders. Here we are, our commercial leaders for March. New Kids on the Block had a bunch of hits. So does California Turf Equipment. Taking that number 1 spot. Pretty impressive for our new guys. Love to see it. Barely edging out Prestige Golf Cars, who came in 2nd, followed by Golf Carts and More 3rd. Lou's Golf Cart getting back into the mix at 4th spot. And then we got to cruise over to the Islands for B. Heyman to round out our top 5. Congratulations, you guys. Well done. Love to see you out there moving the metal and getting some deals done across the finish line. Well done. All right, year-to-date leaders. Consumer. Not really a surprise here. A1 leading the pack, followed closely by Poli. 3rd place, Prestige, doing a great job. Move out to Palm Desert, where Caddyshack is going to take that 4th spot, followed closely by Cartmart. Well done, you guys. Keep up the great work. I know some of you are getting into the off season, so it'll be interesting to see what happens here in Q2. But congratulations to you guys. Commercial year-to-date leaders. Kind of a surprise here. I'm a little bit shocked to see it, but well done to the newcomer, California Turf Equipment. Well done. Not too far behind, though, Prestige. Close on their heels is a Cartmart, followed by B. Heyman, and rounding out our top 5 is Golf Carts and More. Well done to you guys out there. I know you're working hard, grinding away at all these deals, and we can see it. It tells. I can appreciate the hard work. Overall consumer business, we are up year to date. We were up in March as well, so good to see it trending in the right direction. It's great to see. Commercial, while we were down in February, we did rebound here in March. So we are continuing to be up year over year and riding that positive momentum wave that we saw in Q4. So well done to everybody. Keep up the good work. As always, if you have any questions, need any support from the factory, please reach out. I'm here to help. All right. Word around the water cooler. So this is kind of your insight to some things that are happening that we're hearing in the around the factory. Also, kind of in case you missed the type stuff, there's been some communications that have been sent out, but just in case, you want to hear my voice tell you about it, that's why I'm here, right? All right. So new co-op portal has been revised. We did send out a trading video for it, so let me know if you need the link. Happy to send that over to you. Also, with our co-op portal, marketing is now taking that over. There is an email in there. If you have questions, disputes, anything like that, please feel free to reach out to them. If you need additional support, feel free to ping me, and I can help you out where I can. All right, Spring into Savings event is off and running. And for the Liberty, we are offering free extended warranty with the purchase of a 2026 Liberty or Liberty LSV. If you haven't signed up for Cornerstone, highly recommend you do it. Likely going to send out another email just kind of with some instructions and how to do all that fun stuff to get signed up with them. Great opportunity to add some extra revenue for your business. New product training is also right around the corner, so please keep your eyes open for that. I will definitely send out an email, probably just forwarding the email that we're going to get from the mothership. We are going to review the new Liberty for 2027, so highly recommend that you jump onto that webinar. Good opportunity to ask some questions. Good-looking vehicle. If you didn't have a chance to see it at the PGA show, I'm sure we're going to do a nice little walk around so you can see exactly what's going on with this car. We're excited about it. I think it ticks a lot of boxes that people have been asking for, And hopefully, when we release the pricing, everybody's going to be happy with that as well. Speaking of Liberty, we will stop production of this model in May. So if you don't have any in stock to tide you over, I recommend getting that order placed ASAP. Production space is limited. Also, keep in mind that it is going to have that new headlight assembly, being it's after April when that order will be placed. Okay, I did send out a quick little update at the first of the month here, going over the recent ruling from Wiley, or actually press notification from Wiley, about what's happening with the Trade Commission and the CBP. I wanted to kind of dive into that a little bit more. I know I went through it kind of fast, so there's still some lingering questions that I wanted to answer. But basically, the gist of it is the loopholes really have been closed for any of these import dealers trying to get creative. We know they were getting creative, right? We could see it. Pricing really wasn't that affected, and that's all about to change. So here's what this all means. I think there's really three major components to this that we need to pay attention to. Number one, liquidation is suspended. Liquidation is the CBP's term for closing the books on entries that come into the U.S., right? So by suspending this process for these importers, it means that they're leaving the books open for further review and can add those countervailing duties or anti-dumping duties later. So as opposed to the importer just saying, hey, here's my paperwork, or maybe it just gets in, they can unload the vessel, get the container on a truck, it ships out to wherever, they put them together, it goes to the dealer's floor. This is kind of puts a little bit of a wrench into that. Number two also kind of applies to it as well. Any entry that was filed on or after December 30th of 2025 now must be refiled. So all of those have been denied. They have to refile, and they are expected to pay the full anti-dumping and countervailing duties as well. So they have to refile everything. What I read if I'm reading between the lines here, I think that what was recognized that these companies were clearly trying to slip through without paying for these duties, and they got caught essentially. So this is good. This is really positive for us. The third one that I think is arguably the biggest, and here's a little crash course as well on how people can import into foreign entities can import in the United States. So the CBP uses an automated system which importers can use, and generally what that does is it puts product into the US in maybe a couple hours, maybe a day, two at the most, and then that importer has 10 days to file the paperwork and then pay the duties owed. So it's just kind of a streamlined process. Well, for these importers coming from China of golf cars, the CBP has now shut that process completely off. So what that means is they have to complete all of the paperwork, and they have to pay those CVD, the countervailing duties and anti-dumping duties before the product is released. So no more of this release now, pay later. No more low duty or zero duties, being paid while they fight or delay the paperwork. No. Everything has to be done before the product's even released, and they'll hold it or turn the boats around, whatever they're going to do, right? So that's another, I think, really big step. So let's, just for fun, right, just for entertainment purposes, let's look at some numbers and see what this actually potentially could look like, right? So let's just say there's a company out there. Well, we know there's a company out there that got hit with 356% combined duties, right? So the anti-dumping and countervailing. Let's just say that those units from this manufacturer cost about $4,000 to $5,000. Well, that right there is $14,000 to $18,000 just in duties on that one unit before the container is released. For argument's sake, let's just say the container holds 10 units. The importer is now looking at $140,000 to $180,000 that has to be paid before the dealer even sees that car. And that's before dealer markup too. So then we have the dealer markup on top of that, plus trying to sell it at a profit. I mean, it's going to put these things just way too expensive. Um, so it's going to be really interesting to see. I think the ultimate goal, and maybe I'll double check my math there, but I think it's pretty close. But I think the ultimate goal here is that we wanted to level the playing field, right? I'm sure there's going to be some dealers out there that are upset that their livelihoods were dependent on these importers, but these imports they weren't playing by the rules, and that's kind of the thing that I think was the most frustrating is that they just were dumping the prices. It was a race to the bottom, and unfortunately, they got caught. The most important thing for us is protecting those American jobs, protecting our product. We all know that we've got great relationships with Samsung. All of our stuff's made in Augusta, Georgia. Even our neighbors across the street, with Club Car, they make a great product, and we want to make sure that we continue to be, the top dealers, the top manufacturers in the United States. And I think this levels the playing field. And I think that when that consumer comes in and sees a Chinese car that's more expensive than an Easygo or Cushman, makes it really easy to make a decision. And we all know that it's going to be an Easygo or Cushman, or one of the big three at least. So, and one more thing before we wrap this thing up, I want to talk real quick about Samsung. Exciting stuff coming there. I mentioned that we do have a new product coming out with the new Liberty, which we are going to have some product training on. I also believe we're going to have some product training around the new Samsung battery that's coming out as well. So we're going to have a Gen 3 battery, slowly rolling it and introducing it out into the world. It won't be available on everything just yet, mainly consumer focused, which is great. And I think there's a good story to tell there as well, right? So when you're selling to that customer that's coming in, Easygo is really the only brand that has had a relationship with a battery manufacturer for, goodness, what are we at, 10 years now? So, I mean, we started in late 2016 with our first generation that was on a model year 2017, right? Yeah, so I mean, we're pushing 10 years. And, if you look at the quality of the battery and how great it performs, and the limited issues that we have with it, it's better than anything out there in the market. And I think that's a great story to tell, right? Long-standing relationship. We're currently living in our second generation Samsung battery. Third generation's right around the corner. We have that proven stability with the manufacturer. There's a lot of companies that are coming out that are saying, hey, we have a 10-year warranty on our battery. Cool. Your battery's not even a year old. How do you know that it's going to last that long? We have that proven stability with our product, and I think that's a great little selling point, great little story. Brad Schaffert has a great story that he tells on our Easygo website. Actually, it's our Easygo YouTube. If you're interested in seeing that, I think I've shared it with most of you, but if you haven't seen it, let me know. I'll send you the link. As always, if you want something new, updates on here, if you want some selling strategies, some different talk tracks, you want to see something different from me when I send these things out, let me know. Give me a shout. I love feedback. Love to hear what you guys think. And again, keep up the great work. We're having a great year. I'm really excited for this year. I think it's going to be a good one for us. As always, if you have any questions, if you need anything, please holler. We'll see you soon.